Okay, now that is funny, you guys. A+ to the editors for that. All right, you guys, so we are back. Of course, we are live. We are streaming once again, as always, here on Twitch as well as on X. I hope you guys are ready for a fun stream. I was trying to do my setup because I did want to show you guys my video, which I have actually not seen myself from Japan. So I'm kind of curious to see what it looks like. Give me 1 second. What's it look like? Is this the right one? It's the right one. Put it like this and put the video capture up like this and like this. How was Tokyo? Tokyo was good, you guys. Now, to be clear, I have not watched this, by the way. So this is my one of my editors put this together. I have not watched this video. This is the first time I'm seeing the video. So for anybody who's wondering where this is, by the way, I'm just going to talk about Japan because why not? Since I was gone for 2 weeks. First things first. This, of course, is the I look good in the video. This is the this is at the Maji Shrine in Tokyo. Is it edited? Yes, it is edited. It is edited. This is the Maji Shrine in Tokyo. It's I stayed in Shibuya, which I think most people are familiar with. I was a little bit unlucky because when I was in Japan, or I was in Tokyo very specifically, we were here. Hikaru, who accused who? Kramnik accused somebody? Who accused who? I don't know. Anyway, so this was in Tokyo. I stayed in Shibuya. I was a little bit unlucky because the hotel I stayed at was only about 1 block from the bar, which is run by abroad in Japan, which I think also Sea Dog VA goes to quite a bit. But those guys were already on their cyclothon by the time that I was in Tokyo, unfortunately, so I couldn't catch up with them. But anyway, let's keep going. There we go.
How do you feel?
Good. Nice. Very peaceful.
Let me turn the volume up a little bit.
For how many years?
I was here about 8 years ago. 8 years ago I was here.
Which is what year?
That would have been 2017.
By the way, also just be clear for anybody who's watching this, there aren't gonna be any voiceovers. This isn't something that was like super professionally done. It was just put together. So I'm just gonna put it up as a video itself. But anyway, yeah, it's not like you're gonna have some voiceovers. So I'll probably explain little bits and pieces since there's not gonna be a ton of dialogue, I suspect.
Long time ago.
It's very, very peaceful. Very nice. Very quiet.
I should have met PewDiePie. He was also on the cyclothon too. Yeah. That is my wife, by the way. Yep.
All right, here at the Shinjuku Gyoen Gardens, very beautiful. Some of the sakura, the cherry blossoms, still here, even though we are in the middle of.
That sounds like a girl. Do you talk to girls? Yes.
Season.
Also, by the way, I think when I did my first video on the first day with my phone, for anybody who's wondering why it looks a little bit janky, I believe that I made the mistake of trying to record on my S20 and in like 8K or something ridiculous. So it is a little bit laggy here. I changed that when I started recording from the second day onward. So in case you're wondering why, it's because I made a mistake. But anyway, let's keep going.
The time of the year when they're the best, like about
Oops,
3.
didn't mean to click that. What was that?
Nonetheless, very nice. Can't complain. Really, really beautiful gardens here.
Okay, here we go. 8K 24 FPS. Yeah.
This is Asakusa. A lot of shops. Shrine at the end. A lot of stuff to see.
50 million not upgrading the phone. Yes, you guys. For anybody who's wondering, I still use my Samsung Galaxy S20. I'm charging it right now because I'm going to try to use that Chess software later. Thanks so much to Punterface for the subscription as well. Appreciate it. But yes, for anybody who's wondering, I still have my S20 that I bought in August, or S20 that I bought in August of 2020 when I was in the process of coming to California. So S20, that's old. Well, yes, this was all recorded with an S20, and everybody's like kappa kappa. I can't really speak much Japanese. I can speak a little bit, and I do understand, of course. I mean, when you know all the things with deska for question or statement and all these sorts of things. At some point I had to do some ordering in Japanese and having to remember like the numbers and all that stuff. It comes back slowly, but it's not like I speak that much. Let's keep going.
So many people.
This is at the Imperial Palace. Also, you know what else I realized when I was doing this is that actually you probably saw that that's my mom right here. If I go back 1 second, I'll pause in a second. Yeah, like that's actually my mom here in the you can't see it because for some reason the mouse cursor, or no, the cursor does show down here in the bottom left. So I was there with my wife and with my mom. My wife, or not my wife, sorry, my mom obviously lived there for 9 years, so her Japanese is basically perfect. But I also was starting to say a secondary thought that I was going to add is that one thing I realized is that why am I reacting to my own content? This is not on YouTube or anywhere. This is on my computer, so I'm literally just showing it to you guys. But the thing that I realized is that with all the IRL streamers, it has to be very, very tricky, because like if I'm just recording some short video for myself, it's not a big deal, but you have to be really careful as it relates to, like, you know, filming strangers and everything else and all that jazz. So actually from doing some of this, it made me have a little bit of newfound respect for like the IRL people, because like if you're out there with a camera, like it's very easy to just start filming all the strangers, and you're not really supposed to do that, as I understand it. Would I want to live in Japan? Maybe. I'll answer that question at the end of the video.
Here we are. We're at one of the gardens at the Imperial Palace here in Tokyo, Japan. It's very peaceful, very quiet. Try not to talk too loudly, because obviously everyone's just enjoying the nature.
Eigo ga wakarimasen, yes.
The district in Tokyo. So
do I have citizenship?
very
No,
nice
I don't.
area.
I don't.
Very,
Actually,
very
someone said
peaceful,
English. They
very
didn't say Japanese.
very nice to enjoy the moment.
This was also in Tokyo, by the way.
Tokyo.
I have been in most of the big cities in Japan, not in the north though. Looks like the mouse pad, maybe.
Right up here in a second. It'll be really, really nice.
Oh, this is Ginkakuji, of course. Yes, the gold pavilion. By the way, fun fact, everybody. So when I was in when I was in Japan and when I was in Kyoto, I actually, because I don't know if this is going to be a little bit from Kyoto, I went to a wood blocking shop, which I went to in 2017 when I bought that one in Florida. So I actually have a new painting. I haven't hung it yet, but I'll show you guys, which I did buy when I was in Kyoto. 1 second. Luckily, we're also not in delay, so not a big deal. So yeah, I'll just show you guys. I think you can see. Oops. You can kind of see it, right? Kind of. It doesn't look perfect. I could obviously make it a little bit larger, but anyway, yeah. So I bought a new one. I'll probably hang that on the wall here in the U.S. But give me 1 second. Yes, I bought that in Kyoto, you guys. Bought that in Kyoto. Let's keep going. It's crowded with tourists? Well, of course it's crowded with tourists. Why wouldn't it be crowded with tourists, you guys? Okay, now that is funny, you guys. That is actually funny. This is my own, of course this is. I film my videos and I basically put them in a folder and I asked an editor to take care of it. That was funny, actually. That is funny. That is actually really good. That's really good. That's of course a coin that I threw in. That's really good. A+ to the editors for that.
Right in the back.
A+.
Yeah, right in the center one. Yeah.
Thank you to Chess for the raid with 740 viewers. Now, you know what else is really funny, speaking of Kyoto, because that's where I was most of the time, is that it's really funny that on the day, thank you so much to Chess for the raid with 700 viewers, is that there was one day in Kyoto when I saw all the IRL streamers, and basically the day that I went to Fushimi Inari, they were not there, but the day that I went to Arashiyama, they went here. So I was actually a little bit lucky that I didn't run into the IRL streamers at this specific at the Tori Shrine here. A bunch of these Tori with red. Thank you so much to AL for the raid as well, or not the raid, the sub. So let's just keep going.
Oh, that's okay. I just wanted to ask what it is.
Oh, did I rotate the camera the wrong way here?
Going through more of the Tori here in
Or-
Kyoto. It's very beautiful, very quiet and peaceful.
Or is this my editor doing something
Sometimes a lot
to
of
it?
people on these paths, so it can be a little bit busy. But at least on the way back down from Mount Inari,
Is this my editor doing this, or does my camera suck? This is Kyoto. Yeah, this is in Kyoto. Yeah.
It's a nice place to walk and enjoy an afternoon.
Ah, of course, and yeah, this was at the train station in Kyoto. Professional streamer, by the way. Yes. Yeah, this was at the station. There was a rotating sushi place. I recorded vertically. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. Now, what's also really funny about this is that you can't see the guy, but there was a group of 4 Polish tourists here where my cursor is. You can see 2 of them here at the end, but you can't see the other 2. And I actually basically I ran into one of these guys in Tokyo, and then I saw him at the train station in Kyoto, which was very, very weird. Raw horse meat. Okay. Yep. What is this? Broiled eel and shrimp tempura and everything else. But came from Twitter, had to read chat. Y'all cracking me up. Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention to it. Sorry. Are we gonna say chess games you play in the cafe? No, because that was just for fun with a close friend of mine. That was not something that I recorded. 263 is a very fair price for raw horse meat. Well, I believe that 1,000 yen is the equivalent of $7 or around there. So that would be like that would be 1/3 of 7, so like $2.50 or something around there.
Food.
Okay.
So we are here at Bodin Temple in Kyoto, Japan. It's really, really beautiful.
So I recorded this vertically. That's why. Okay, that's why it's messed up. Okay, that's why it's messed up, because I recorded vertically. So I just made some fundamental mistakes. I'll need to remember this for the next time I go somewhere I want to record. That I have to be I have to pay close attention to the way I'm holding it. Yeah, sorry you guys. So I'm not a professional at that. Boomer angle, exactly. Yep, and Hiroshima, of course. This, by the way, yeah, this, by the way, I did not do a whole lot of picture taking or recording it, because obviously when you go when you go to a place like Hiroshima, or you go to the Peace Memorial, it's very heavy feeling. So it's not somewhere that like you're gonna go and like celebrate or like be really. It's a place for reflection more than anything. Kyoto's easily my favorite city. Yes, easily my favorite city. Yep. More trains. Where is this? Why did I upload this? Ah, there we go. Yes. And this is Miyajima. Yep.
We're here in Miyajima at the ferry port station. I'm gonna flip the camera in a second. We can see some stuff here. There's gonna be a big shrine and a torii gate, which I'm going to go see. It's really, really beautiful, very nice.
Did I go through all of Japan? No, I went to 3 cities. 3 cities.
Hopefully you guys will like this.
Good dear. Yeah, I did buy something from there. I mean, it was just a general thing, but I did buy this. I did buy this from a shop in Miyajima. I'll make it real. You can see it now. I think you can see it. Right. So I did buy this. Okay, let's keep going. Brilliant, yeah. It's shiny, yeah. The deer are all over the place in Miyajima. They're all there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we're on Twitch, so I mean, you should be careful when you say deer, right? Why is the background orange? Yeah, so okay, pretty decent. Just thought I would show you guys that video. I'll change the scene, of course, right back. Yeah, just a short little video. I might post it on YouTube. I'm not sure. Perhaps I will, perhaps I won't. We'll see. But thought I would just share that with you guys, because I was away for quite a bit. I might actually, if I do post to YouTube, I might share exactly what my itinerary was for people who want to know. But it was actually pretty good. It was a fun trip. I enjoyed it a lot. Do I prefer Japan over America? So there's some things that are really good. Have I watched Ludwig Michael Reeves? No, I haven't. I mean, again, what I would say about my trip is that what I did is much more like along the lines of traditional. It's going and seeing places, like taking the trains, not staying in Tokyo. It was definitely more extensive than what you're going to see from probably a lot of the people who go from LA to Japan. And also it's because I'm not a huge fan of Tokyo, if I'm being honest. Tokyo is okay as a city, but it's very much a big city. I much prefer Kyoto. Kyoto is very nice. I've of course been very far south too. I've been to like Kagoshima, all the way down in the south. Been to Hiroshima. Did I see any drifting cars? No, I did not see that. But Kyoto is definitely my personal favorite by far. So took the trains everywhere. Also, if you're going to go to Japan for a longer period, definitely recommend it to get like a JR train pass. That's pretty useful for getting around. You can also, of course, ride the Shinkansen and ride all the JR trains and everything else. For most people, that's going to mean nothing at all. But in case you are going to Japan or you are in Japan, it's just something to keep in mind. So Did it feel weird? Not really. I really did like Japan. What I would say, there are a couple things that were very interesting. The first thing that's interesting is how much it still is a cash society. Having cash is a big thing. You can pay in cash everywhere, unlike say in the US, for example. Language barrier, I actually would say that compared to 2017, my last one, frankly, you know, I've gone to Japan many times over the years. Most people, there are a lot more tourists. I feel like every single time that I go there, more and more tourists. I feel like there's more and more English as well. So I don't really think the language is a big deal. Now, if you go somewhere like far south, like Kyushu, for example, or Kagoshima, where I've been, it's you're definitely gonna need to know some Japanese. But if you're just going to like the big cities like Kyoto and Tokyo, I mean, you can easily get by with English at this point. I think that's what I would say. So really, really nice. I would also say one of the great things, because someone asked would I live somewhere like Japan versus the US, is the thing about living somewhere like Japan, or living say in a place like Hong Kong specifically, because they're both big Asian cities, or Japan's a country of course, but you get the point, is that when you do live in places like this, you definitely have to be very in touch with that world, because most of the time when you're awake, everybody on the other side of the world is going to be asleep. That was actually one of the best things that I liked about going on this vacation, is that, you know, nobody could bother me. Like everybody in the US, as long as I'm asleep at the right time, you know, if I'm asleep at like, you know, 11 p.m. for example, nobody can bother me. I wake up at like 10 a.m. Don't look at my phone till like 11 a.m. or something, and then already everybody's asleep, so I enjoy my whole day. Nobody to bother me. It's lovely. But if you are going to do that, and you're going to live in Tokyo or Hong Kong or one of these places, you better know people or have friends there, because that's going to be your life. You're not going to be able to like be on your computer chatting with everyone. Like for example, in the US, there are a bunch of people I talk to who are like on the East Coast, and obviously that's very normal. But if you're going to be in a place like Hong Kong or in Tokyo or Kyoto, anywhere in Japan, you really kind of have to be in that world. And that was really nice. It was really nice to get away, and just nobody could bother me. I go out at like 11 a.m., come back at like 5-6 p.m. Nobody's written a message, nothing to deal with, and it's just beautiful. Someone was asking about Wi-Fi. The signal in Japan that I had on my phone was immensely good. No cap. I honestly feel like you're getting better signal, better Wi-Fi in Japan than like definitely the US. I mean, without a doubt, obviously. But it was very solid, very solid. Do I think Japan is further ahead technologically? I mean, obviously Japan and China have the bullet trains, the high-speed trains. Meanwhile, in California, it's been 10 years, and there's not even a normal train connecting LA and San Francisco. So, you know, whatever. But definitely as far as stuff like that goes, I mean, Asia's far ahead. In terms of like actual technology, like general stuff, I don't think that I would say that it's much ahead anymore. I mean, having been to Japan in the 90s, having gone to places like Akihabara, which was the electronics center in Tokyo, it was it was just very impressive back then. But overall, I don't think so nowadays. I mean, you can talk about things like bidets, of course, which are in every hotel room. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I would say it's not super far ahead. I mean, as far as train stuff, those sorts of things, definitely very far ahead. But anyway, yeah. So US transportation lol, exactly. I look adorable. Thank you so much. Everybody's watching on Twitter as well. I got recognized a lot, by the way, but exclusively by foreigners, not by Japanese people. So I probably got recognized like 6 or 7 times a day on average. And it was always someone from like Europe or from English speaking countries, you know, like Australia or the UK, Amsterdam, Poland, Brazil, Italy, Romania, etc. I didn't write them all down, but yeah, I got recognized a lot. Also probably because like I was taking normal transportation, I was riding on the trains. I was not, you know, I wasn't going and getting like an Uber to go from place to place. Just like why do that? There's no reason to. So I need to start making videos on Bilibili, maybe. But Amsterdam's not a country. I get it. You guys understand what I'm saying. I was going to say one other last point before we get into the chess, because I know people want me to get into chess. We have Bullet Brawl coming up pretty soon. The last point that I was going to make is that I was tremendously surprised by the amount of Italian tourists that I saw in Japan, as well as Brazilians. Brazilian maybe less surprising, because of course there are a lot of Japanese people in Brazil. But my general take is that, you know, I know a lot of people like to talk about the media and this, that, or the other thing, but it's very clear to me, based on just like what I'm seeing, that definitely I think traffic in terms of people traveling is shifting towards Asia, away from the US. So like I do expect travel to be down in the US. I think numbers are going to get worse and worse. I think the travel companies are not going to do well in the next quarter or two. So that was like the one like general takeaway I had from being there, is it felt like there were more and more tourists, way more than I seem to recall. And I think tourism is shifting east thanks to the idiotic policies of the current administration. So that's my 2 cents. The one little bit of like political stuff I'll touch upon. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I would say is I was very surprised by the amount of tourists who were in Japan. It felt really high, really high to me. So that's my 2 cents. Anyway, we're gonna start playing some chess now, so let's move on. The yen is also cheap as well. Yes, it's pretty funny. Sorry, I meant to go to Hikaru's stream, not Hassan's. Oh, trust me, like I watched some of that stuff yesterday, I'm gonna be honest, and like my mind exploded. I don't know how someone can say some of the things that he said yesterday. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it, but I mean, I saw little bits, and I was just like, my mind was blown that that's what passes for acceptable today. So anyway, all right, you guys, we are going to get back to chess.